This is the University of Santo Tomas, or UST, the school that showed me the dreams beyond my seeing. UST is calling all alumni worldwide to come to Manila and celebrate its 400th year. Cora and I responded to its nostalgic call. We stay as special guests at Pangarap. It's a shelter for abandoned, abused, and drug-addicted kids in the poor section of Manila. Pangarap means dream. Our high school batch 61 visits Pangarap Shelter, run by the brother of Cora, Brother Toto, a medical graduate from UST with an MBA from Harvard, who valiantly chose to work with these kids by giving them education and a lesson on compassion and self-reliance. Life is good to us, and it's our turn to give back. We give them necessities like soap and cash. This is UST in action. Cora and I leave our base camp to see the sights. Our classmates Linda and Pura join us. We fly south to Naga City to indulge in the hospitality offered by Cora's relatives, especially the cooking prowess. We drive up the Lignon Hills, but where's the fabled, perfectly cone-shaped Mayon Volcano? Anyone interested in a sky ride? Our last stop is the Cagsawa Ruins. What a majestic view of Mayon Volcano. Here, we see the tip at last. At its major eruption, people ran to take shelter in the church. Look at these four inhabitants in complete terror as the gigantic lavas mask of the Red Death engulfed them. 1,200 died. Is this the ghost of eruptions past, or a phoenix rising from the rocky ashes? Remaining bell tower makes an artful backdrop for a portrait of a UST tourist. The Bicol region has sustained a pious devotion to Our Lady of Peñafrancia from Spain. On her feast day, the statue is placed on this barge and taken on a fluvial parade along this river with a big celebration. At the Seminary Museum, you'd see dinosaur eggs, also the ancient custom of burial, which was interrupted during Spanish rule. We're in Panicuason Hot Springs. It's in the middle of a rainforest. Reluctantly, we leave the pool and take one last view of the softly cascading waters by the flowers. Today, I'm showing my classmates the beauty and hospitality of Laoag City, where I was born. My newly discovered cousin Perla drives us around. Abel Iloco, the famous cloth for this province of Ilocos Norte. This church is known for its sinking tower, as evident from the disappearing door. I come to visit dear 90-year-old Auntie Jo, the one in the red attire, a PhD holder in education. She now runs a school for poor 5-year-olds, free of charge. Aunties Paz and Lil help out. We drive to the famous resort, Pagudpud. Along the ocean are green valleys. Our first stop is the Burgos Lighthouse. Today is Arbor Day, and townspeople carry tree seedlings to plant and beautify their town. We're at the White Beach Resort of Pagudpud. Its soft white sand is a favorite of tourists. There's the ubiquitous coconut tree. On the plane last night, we sat next to Pagudpud's mayor, who promised us a treat of coconut. What a treat! Fresh coconut juice and young tender meat. The fishermen are off to catch malaga, lapu-lapu, and yellowfin. This room upstairs sleeps 5. Our window, it's fun to watch the ducks frolic on the pond and the birds land on this tree. The Lady Mayor gives us a guide to the northern resorts by the China Sea. The Patapat Viaduct alongside Sierra Madre, the mountain that controls the rain in Laoag. This is Bantay Abot Cove. It means hole in the mountain. We come to the most scenic spot in Pagudpud, the secluded beach, Blue Cove. Pagudpud town has 3,800 homes that roll over the mountains. It has also flat coastal towns and beautiful valleys like this. At sunset, we visit the Bacarra half tower of a church demolished by an earthquake. My cousin here, Perla, is not only an excellent driver and guide, but also a chef. We visit the church where Irene Marcos got married. As in colonial times, she rode in a bridal horse-drawn carriage. Across the street is the river with cottages for swimming. This is the Presidential House of the North. In Batac, the hometown of Marcos, school kids come to view the body of the late president. The ice cream vendors a welcome sight for them. "What grade are you in?" I ask, and they laugh. It's because they're already in high school. Jenny Torres said she's in second year high and wants to be an industrial engineer. Every kid has a cell phone. And what's the popular snack here? Empanada. They fill the dough with meat, shredded green papaya, spices, and they deep fry it. We go to historic Vigan City, where colonial houses are preserved. Vigan Church reminds us of our Spanish heritage, Catholicism. As we trot around town on a horse-drawn calesa, we see the house of Emilio Aguinaldo, a leader of the rebellion against Spanish rule. Watch out, the camel swoops down on you when you're not looking. There's a mini horse and some antelopes, including the rare variegated colored one. The highlight is the butterfly collection. Among the exotic birds is this white peacock. The parrots on their perch, so eye-catching in vivid yellow. We return to Manila and to Pangarap Shelter, where 100 boys ages 8 to 17 live on donations. They get counseling and have a German and French tutors for math, English, and computer. They are taught basic chores like how to wash their clothes. It's heartwarming to see the boys iron the old way with live coals. Jumel here just sold his first painting. His brother left the shelter to go to LaSalle College and now works in a bank. Today is the Grand UST High School reunion. The trees which we watched grow now provide a lovely dinner setting. The boys can now mingle with the girls, like a bunch of yellowbirds among yellow bells. Atop the fourth floor, Cora and I searched for our high school batchmates. Just look for the bright yellow attire. Cora and I walked through our chemistry department. Our batch 66 sponsored element number 66 of the periodic table and donated generously towards struggling would-be chemists. On a previous day, we had a chemistry class reunion at this lovely restaurant. As the sun sets, the spirits rise. The main building displays a dazzling array of lights with the UST cross glowing in the corner. The program moves on amid rousing cheers and applause. Our classmate Yoli hosts the party at her house in the very prestigious Forbes Park. The ladies sport a lovely tropical look. Hey guys, you're not in high school anymore. You may mingle with the girls. Agnes and Tish prepare to distribute their brainchild, US Stories, a meaningful collection of personal stories by our classmates. They were given Premio Tomas Award for this project on our 50th reunion. What a lovely double treat! A lechon or roast pig and some DIs to dance with us. To our dedicated organizers of the reunion, thank you. Our high school group embarks on a 3-day getaway trip to Subic Bay, once a major U.S. naval base. We enjoy a scenic drive north of Manila through beautiful mountains. We arrive at Subic Bay. You can see the Filipino flag on the left. We stay at Marina Resort. From our room, we get the lovely view of the ocean. A few steps away is the lighthouse that has nightly dancing. Here we are united with a common motto: just can't get enough of high school. We bonded over bingo and many meals together. On our last dinner, we got a surprise delivery of a whole roast pig donated by Yoli. Cheers for generous Yoli. Hep hep hooray! Our last destination is Anvaya Cove. We, the Golden Jubilarians, surely brighten up the place with our golden shirts. Anyone interested in aromatherapy massage in a quiet corner surrounded by nature? It's swim time, and there are 3 large pools to choose from. Some pass their time playing mahjong. Others engage in idle talk and snack in a lovely setting. Some just lie lazily around. I park myself in the fork of a tree, admiring the lovely talisay tree overhead. Back at the Pangarap shelter, we watch the Taiwanese kids in maroon shirts have a great time with our local boys. They teach our boys how to make sushi. The boy in the middle was an abandoned kid at birth. He now works at a fast food place. Wilmer, who is cooking Chinese chicken, wants to work in a ship as a messman. Troy, with a brother in prison and mother not able to make ends meet, channels his anger into culinary interest. Here's a poignant version of the Last Supper, with Jesus surrounded by the cemetery kids. These are runaway kids who live in mausoleums, likely to be criminals as they eke out a living. But there's a light at the end of the tunnel. These kids will realize not only their pangarap or dream in life, but also society's dream of peace and security. Thanks to UST's outreach and to 400 years of unending grace.